right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Five Live Bears podcast. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have our YouTube family with us this evening. 500 views last week. We are very psyched about that. Thank you all for everybody who's listening to us on or watching us on YouTube. And we hope to continue to at least, I don't know, bring you some small enjoyment out of that. Brian's not with us this evening, but that's a good. It's never a good thing when Brian's not here, but it's for a good reason.
Yeah,
he just
clarify.
Yeah, congratulations, Brian and his wife on their third child,
Baby Thor.
Baby Thor.
Bocephus.
That is, I don't know if they're going to call him that, but I
That's
like
what I'm
Thor.
calling him from now on.
Mm-hmm. His actual name is Theodore, but apparently in the modern day, calling a baby Thor with the name Theodore is a shortened version.
Nickname,
so
yeah.
that is totally acceptable, and we're very glad to have him. He'll be sitting on the couch with us at some point in the future, and we're
Aaron?
Yeah, I'm up here.
yeah.
Are you playing with a Ouija board?
It is that time of year.
Did you just open a portal?
Yeah.
It sounded like a portal, like a toilet portal.
Raven from Teen Titans is hanging out in Texas right now.
Yeah, we're glad to have Aaron on the phone again with us regularly now, and we hope that he
the new way you have this set, it really extenuates my legs.
doesn't. You still can't see mine.
If I do this, you can kind of see some definition right here.
Charlie's wearing pants tonight. He ain't wearing shorts. So
Nope.
I think that's what it was last week. Is all of y'all were sitting here with no shoes on, and that seemed to be a big
I
deal.
can do it again.
I legit think that it is. We're gonna do a social experiment to see if that changes anything. I'm keeping mine on this time.
Well, see now
And we'll only get 250.
if that's the case, yeah, it'll be half because
It'll be a third because Brian.
well, see, but Brian wears them designer socks. He had on them. I don't know what they were last week, but they were wicked cool.
What's his sponsorship through? What's the name of that?
I can't remember.
Sphinx or something.
Did you say Spanx?
Sphinx.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly what he gets his, but I was with him at that one time when he got him at a Ross Dress for Less. So he doesn't pay incredible amounts
there
for
when
them.
you saw him get his red Crocs.
Yeah, his red Crocs up there.
Crocs.
His red Crocs. He was getting them up there that day and we saw him. I don't know where he gets them. I mean, like I'm just wearing white socks. I mean, but he wears them mega socks, and that's where he got 150 to 200 viewers right there.
I can't pull off the mega socks.
I can't either. It just doesn't work for me.
I like how we have opposite shoes.
We do.
You're wearing the standard Chucks. I'm wearing the monochromes.
I've got some high top monochromes.
We are in the middle of our Halloween week, but we do have some regular nerd news this evening. Good news coming out of the Disney front, the Star Wars front. We're very, very happy to announce the on this program, it's been announced for a week or so now, and people are just going crazy because it's such an original title. The new Han Solo movie has got an official title now, and I can't believe.
Amazing.
Well, it took a lot of marketing. They took an incredible time.
Somebody
lot of
probably
thought.
got paid so much money to come up with this title. It infuriates me.
Yes, the new title, and if you're a Star Wars fan, you have been probably following the Odyssey, which is the Han Solo movie, all the way back to last year, and the earlier this year or in June.
John, lay that title on me.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up here.
The new Han Solo
Wait
movie.
a second. I got to look it up because it's very unique. It's called here it is. Star Wars movie Solo. That is the name of the movie.
In the reality that I choose to believe, the actual Disney characters run Disney Studios, so I just imagine Donald Duck
walking in.
Donald Duck's like
exactly. That's what I was hoping for, John. That's what I was hoping for.
I hate John.
That's going to sound terrible. Everyone's going to be like, oh gosh.
Wasn't the bigger news about the new Solo movie is the two
Tag and Bink?
Yeah.
Yes.
For our longtime listeners, that was one of the list was a Star Wars story you'd like to see told in film, and that was my suggestion.
Yeah.
We were pretty psyched about that. Let me see here. I actually have it here.
And so, give a little background on that, somebody, because I'm not as
Charlie, take it.
Tag and Bink Are Dead is a Star Wars story done for Dark Horse Comics. Of course, all that stuff's not canon anymore, but now these characters are canon. The fun thing about Tag and Bink is that it was a comedy. It was very much British style comedy, and these characters end up somehow managing to be in every single point of the Star Wars universe at pivotal times. They were members of the rebellion. They ended up going undercover, quote unquote, as stormtroopers. They end up being like Palpatine's Royal Guard at one point. Just a really funny comic. And they are probably not a pivotal point in the story, but they're going to be. There was a screenshot with or a selfie with two guys and Ron Howard, and the guys were in Imperial officer uniforms, and one of the guys is the writer for the film. He's like, we got Tag and Bink and Solo, so that's pretty awesome. If you like comedy and you like Star Wars, do yourself a favor and find Tag and Bink are dead. Like I said, on Dark Horse Comics. If that's not some kind of just goofy misdirection.
Right.
Well, I mean, they're apparently credited, and they're probably just a cameo.
Right. That's the thing. Like, is it just going to be them in the background in one scene?
Exactly.
And you're going to be like, oh, that's it?
Well, it could be one of them type things, and this is what I was kind of... Because I read that, too. I'm having trouble finding it. The computer is acting kind of strange. But I read that, too, and got kind of excited about it, because I'm not as big a fan of them as you are. But I thought, well, that'd be pretty cool bringing them in from the Dark Horse and the Legend series. But then I think to me, it just kind of like, it's going to be the things where they never mention as being them too, and just in the credits there it'll be as kind of a joke to those who would know. But still, that would still be kind of neat to know that they put them in there. But Aaron, what are your thoughts on the incredibly thought out name of the Han Solo movie, Solo?
It's fantastic. It's great.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of thinking. I think this is just one more, and that's just me. I've been saying this since day one when they started talking about this film. I think this is just one more proverbial nail in the coffin, so to speak, when it comes to this movie. I'm not excited about this at all. Rogue One was coming out last year. We all got real psyched about it, real excited. We all went to see it together. Went out to Mount Washington, 2 miles from Tim's house. Did not call him.
Not even 2 miles.
What you probably saw us pulling into the parking lot.
Yeah. I was probably there at the theater.
You're like, hey, that looks like, oh.
The thing is that we saw that you were like driving towards it. We drove away, waiting for you to
Guys,
be gone.
circle the block real quick if you would.
Right, duck down.
Yeah, you went right into the theater. We made sure to go to the left one, and that was kind of it.
That's right.
But and then we've got Episode 8 coming out here in the next few weeks. I mean, we're talking less than 2 months, and I'm pretty psyched about it. But this Solo movie just does not get it for me. And it's not one of these type things where I'm like, oh, they fired the directors and Ron Howard took over. That production stuff. I think
what it really goes back to something you said a couple episodes ago, where you said certain characters are meant to be played by one person and one person only, and for you to try to make anybody else be that character, whether a younger version or not, it's just going to be hard to pull off. And Han Solo is one of those characters that Harrison Ford is Han Solo, and anybody else attempting to be that, it's going to be really hard to live up to that expectation. And I think
here's my concern is, if they just do a fun Han Solo movie with Lando, Han, Chewie, have an original adventure, great. But my concern is it's going to be like a checklist where it's like, okay, here's how Han met Chewie. Here's how Han got the Millennium Falcon from Lando. Here's how Han did the Kessel Run. If they're just doing like that, where it's all, we got to make sure we do all this in the movie, it'll be terrible.
Where they meet things that have already been mentioned in the other movies.
Right. It's like, here's how Indiana Jones got his hat. Who cares?
And that's the problem I have with it is this is, once again, this is one of those characters. You're talking about Han Solo that does not need a backstory. And to me, they're killing some of these Star Wars characters by giving them backstories. I don't need to know where Han Solo came from. I just don't need to know. I mean, it's not something that I'm really looking forward to. I don't really care how he met Chewie. The fact is we have them in Episode 4 already being together, and there should be some mystery to the Star Wars universe. And that's just something I think that, for me as a lifelong fan, it just seems like there's something that they're killing.
He wasn't like there's a big clamoring for a backstory on Boba Fett, like in between when he was a kid and the other one. There was not a huge clamoring, I think, for Han Solo's story. And I think, I'd be more interested to see how Chewie develops his hunger for porgs. Something like that.
It's coming. It's going to happen. That porg's sitting there in the trailer.
It's gonna. You know what's going to happen? It's going to be like one of those wacky instances where they pick up a porg, it cuts away to whomever, and it cuts back, and the porg's gone, and just its feet are sticking out of Chewie's mouth, and Rey's like, Chewie,
Chewie,
spit it out. spit it out. And he's like,
And it's still alive.
And
Yeah.
it's going to be Finn that says it.
no, yeah, that's better.
Because Ray's going to be on the Island of Misfit Toys with Luke.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. That's
But Chewbacca dropped her off. He was there.
Yeah, he was there. Remember, he was standing there. Him and R2D2.
yeah, buddy.
What happens to R2D2 in that? Did they like roll him into the ocean, or is he still hanging out on the Millennium Falcon? Or
He went back into hibernation.
oh, did he? As soon as he saw Luke, he's like, oh, whew, I'm going back in there. Which actually brings us to our next little thing we're talking about today. The episode 8 trailer came out a couple weeks ago as well. We're a little bit behind the time. We record these things 2 weeks in a row, and so we sometimes we miss the big announcements when they first come out. We don't get together except for every other week and put these.
I'm
put
just
them
going
together.
to lay it out there about this trailer. It is one of the things that I hate most about trailers. It is too spoilery. It just shows too much of the movie, and it could be a total misdirection. I get that, but at the same time, I feel like it showed like 80% of the movie. That's how I feel. But anyways, that's just my gripe before we get into it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they do such a good job of twisting trailers around, and nowadays, even like what they did with Rogue One, they put scenes in it that aren't even going to be part of the actual movie.
I think
So,
that wasn't on purpose.
well, I was really throughout the entire time. I'm waiting for this one scene.
Climatic scene.
Where she's on the bridge.
Yeah, and the TIE Fighter
comes
pops
up.
up, and it just never happens. And I'm like, you ever even said it about Brian? I was like, where's the TIE Fighter? Where's the TIE Fighter? And he was like, shut up. I was like, where's the TIE Fighter? And it just...
You know what? If you would have invited me, I would have listened to you.
Would you have listened to me? We could have curled up together and watched the movie and talked TIE Fighters.
Anyways, go ahead. What do you want to say about this trailer?
My big thing about it is that, and a lot of people have been saying this for a long time, is I just hope it's not going to be another Empire Strikes Back. And I don't see it. I mean, from what I've seen in the trailer, nothing would even make me believe that. After seeing the trailer, it wouldn't. But then again, The Force Awakens, the trailer looked like it was going to be something completely colossally new, and then they wound up
Being just
pretty much reflecting A New Hope. So,
if I could beg to differ on a few points, like I harken back to Empire Strikes Back, where
Did you just say harken?
I said harken.
Okay.
Where did I not use that properly?
No, the
Okay.
only time I hear that word used is when people are talking about what the Herald Angel sing.
No, that's just hark.
I'm saying
harken.
Anyways,
Anyways, in Empire Strikes Back, I think of the scene where Luke and Vader are fighting, and Vader's join me, blah blah blah, and then the final last scene of the new trailer is Kylo Ren and Rey basically enacting that scene, only it's reversed. She's saying, "I need somebody to help guide me," and they're both kind of reaching for each other.
Well,
and
see,
I got
They
a
don't
theory
sh-
about that.
Well, I do too. He had made her a mixtape, and he was handing it to her
ain't got
because she
a
had never heard Depeche
mixtape.
Mode before, and he was like, "Oh, I totally love the mode." And then it was all like industrial goth and emo stuff that she hadn't heard before.
No, it didn't have anything to do with Depeche Mode.
Everything
I have a
has
real-
everything to do with the Depeche Mode.
I have a real theory.
Oh,
You crushed my theory dreams. Aaron, what do you think? Is it going to be a remake of Empire, or is it going to be something that we're going to see that's new, something new and fresh, like Solo?
So I'm gonna be super vague here because I know Tim's.
No, don't be
easy
vague.
about
Come on,
spoilers.
don't be coy, Aaron.
Yeah.
But I think that the trailer has, like Tim was saying, has shown very similar beats to Empire Strikes Back. You've got just like Luke training, Luke being tempted by the dark side.
Got Rey
Probably the
training.
rebels on the run. You got walkers, but I think
Luke is Yoda.
yeah. But I think
Okay.
I think
Oh,
where Empire Strikes Back turned right, this movie's going to turn left. It's going to go in the opposite direction on us.
So you think when you say it's going to turn left, do you mean you believe that it's going to be one of these type things to where Rey does actually commit to becoming more of a dark side figure than a light?
That would be the most cleverest thing they could do, which means they probably won't. But
I got a theory.
Oh, should I take them off?
No, don't take them off because it's going to be a good theory. And it has to do with the trailer. It's a trailer theory. No, it's a sound theory. I have worked on this theory since I saw the trailer the first time, so I'd have a sound theory when I came up here tonight. And so you all wouldn't laugh me to scorn. We're using big, like, medieval words out here
Scorn's
tonight.
not a big word.
You said hearken.
5 letters.
You said hearken. Anyways, here's what I think. If you just watched a trailer, and I know they sleight of hand on the trailers, but when Supreme Leader, I'm trying to get it out. Snoke. When Supreme Leader Snoke is talking about finding somebody who is the greatest and all these things, he's not talking to Kylo Ren. He's talking to Rey. And then when you see the part where Kylo Ren busts his helmet up, that's because he could not kill Leia, and he's still weak. And Snoke, like a good Sith would do, finds an apprentice who's actually stronger. But the pull of the light side for Kylo Ren is so strong still because he couldn't kill his mother. And the pull to the darkness because of Luke Skywalker's rejection, unlike what Yoda did, brings Kylo Ren and Rey together to form a new gray Jedi a new gray Jedi regime.
Form of gray Jedi.
That's
They're the Wonder Twins.
You have to admit that that's a sound theory.
I don't want to
what do you think,
about
Aaron?
So, John, I will just say,
come on, Aaron.
I'm on the same page as you are, but I have a lot more to the theory.
Oh, come on, let's hear it.
No, I don't want it.
Can I give my opinion so Tim doesn't cry?
I want to hear Aaron's
It's
opinion.
not a theory. It's just an opinion on the trailer. But go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron.
My opinion is that Snoke looks like a green alien from Mars Attacks, only...
Aaron, let's hear. Tim is trying to
I'm taking my
deflect. He's taking his headphones off. He
I'll
don't want
let
to
you
hear
know when it's time. I'll give you the
it.
thumbs up.
Tim's taking his headphones completely off.
So my theory has all to do with who Rey really is.
Okay.
And I think that Rey is the daughter of Han and Leia.
Yes, I do too. Agreed.
And they sent her and Kylo or Ben or whatever his name was to the Jedi Temple.
Oh yes.
Then Kylo Ren gets seduced by the dark side. And so he's sent to kill everybody, but he cannot kill his little sister.
Okay.
So he puts her on a ship and drops her off on the planet and leaves her there.
Yeah, but the question I have about that theory is when you see in The Force Awakens when they show her on Jakku with Pol Pot, which is apparently who it is. She seems like she would be old enough.
The Vietnamese dictator Pol Pot?
He's Cambodian. Whatever his name was. What was his name? The guy Pol Potter. I can't say it. Pull the Potter. Charlie's about to lose his mind. Anyways,
by the way, we forgot
Simon.
to say, spoiler.
Simon Pegg. When Simon, you took your headphones off. You can't even talk in this. When Simon Pegg's character, who is not the Cambodian dictator, took her by the arm, she seems like she would be too old not to understand that Han and Leia was her mom and dad. So how would that fit into that part of The Force Awakens?
Jedi mind
Well,
tricks.
and it could have been so traumatic that she's blocking out a lot of stuff. If you saw a bunch of people slaughtered in front of you, you might be a little screwed up.
True, but it just seems like you would still remember who your mom and dad is at the age of 7 or 8. I mean, but of course,
But
go ahead.
But also in Force Awakens, they strongly hint this when Han Solo's like, "Hey, you can have a role on the Falcon with me," and then when he's talking to, I can't think of her name, the alien with the big eyes, they cut away before he talks about who
Moss.
the girl is and all this.
I'm not going to say what her name is because I'll be wound up some other 1980s, 70s communist dictator somewhere.
Anyhow, where I think all this is heading is a brother and sister
Idi
who are
Amin.
going to say, "Hey, we're not going to follow the Jedi or the Sith. We're going to make our own path, and it's going to be them versus Luke versus Snoke."
Me and you are going to look like the most brilliant people on the podcast if that comes true.
You guys done?
But that's my thoughts are right up on yours there because to me, in the end of The Force Awakens, the thing about it is because Leia and her share this moment, and Leia seems to be far more familiar of a hug than it would be just a slap on the back, hey, thank you for doing what you did thing. Seems like she actually knew who she was. And then Kylo Ren, it alludes to it several times, especially when he says, what girl? And so I think that's probably the route they're going to go with this, and that's where I think it's going to differ from. That's where I think it's going to differ from the Empire Strikes Back, is because that's going to be something that's going to be completely different. I think there's going to be echoes of Empire in it because it's just kind of the way they came to be doing it, but this matchup or this team up between Kylo Ren and Rey, if it's to happen, would make for an incredibly awesome episode 9, where they just kind of do as Darth Vader kind of said, which would be the coolest thing, is to end it on a kind of a darkish note where Darth Vader had always kind of alluded to Luke Skywalker as father and son. We can rule the galaxy as father and son, and here Kylo Ren and Rey rule it as brother and sister. I think that would be a really cool way of taking it.
I agree.
Yes, me and Aaron are on it with this one here.
You guys done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, can I give my opinions on
Yes.
the trailer now? This is not a
Hey,
theory.
make sure to title this episode on YouTube "Last Jedi Spoilers." Okay, that'll really bring them
not
in.
to argue the same point I made last podcast, but it's not a spoiler because they didn't write the film. It's a theory that might be true.
Yeah,
but it's not
we're
a
fan
spoiler.
theory in here.
This is not they've got a
Okay,
advanced
Last
copy.
Jedi possible spoilers.
No, it's
No, here's what you name it. You name it Rey is Snoke. That's what you title the episode.
go ahead,
I
Charles.
watched the trailer at work on my phone. I was standing in the bedroom and began to cry when Leia came on the screen.
I didn't go that far, but
well, I'm a sweet special soul, so that's why.
on the wall right behind you, Charles.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sweet special soul. That's how I've always
Also,
thought about you.
I'm excited about the Porgs. I think they're going to be interesting. I think they're going to be an interesting part of the film. I think that you're putting too much pressure on the fact that they're going to like. I liken the Porgs.
Go ahead, I'll
to
let you-
R2D2 and BB-8. That's what I like in the Porgs too. They're going to have some sort of special part in the film that's going to be to lighten the film. It's not going to be like Jar Jar Binks where it goes from being, oh yeah, it's a marketing ploy. I'm not saying that it's not. I mean, all of Star Wars is a marketing ploy.
Okay, true.
They made action figures of Yak Face. I mean, everything was to make money. Star Wars.
Don't you talk bad about Bib Fortuna.
I'm not. I'm just saying though.
Yeah,
there was-
I understand these movie posters on the
I
wall
mean,
did not come for
yeah,
free.
you're saying this when you've got like $700 worth of Star Wars stuff right behind you. But yeah, I think that it's going to be a fun movie. I mean, yeah, it's going to have Empire Strikes Back ramifications, most likely, where it ends on a down note to bring us into the third film and whatever. But I'm excited for it. I will say this: I was more excited for Rogue One. The more I look back on it, that's probably my favorite Star Wars movie.
The last
Right there with Empire Strikes
third
Back.
of Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie.
The whole film, I thought. I mean, but once again, and we've said this probably 4 billion times on the podcast, but I liked the fact that we got a World War II movie in the Star Wars universe.
Sure. Yeah.
I liked everything about, and I also liked the spoiler for a year-old film.
Spoiler alert,
But
spoiler
what's his name? Forrest Whitaker as the rebel version of Darth Vader. Just the little things in the film that were great. But
Forrest Whitaker was the worst part of that movie. For me.
No.
Anyways,
he was great.
I didn't get to talk about the movie with you guys because you're jerks, but it's fine.
Man, that's a sore spot.
Never mind.
Wait till we go see Ragnarok without him.
Fraggle Rock, yeah.
Yeah, or episode. When do we go see? When do we don't go see Solo with him?
That's fine.
Solo.
That's fine.
That's gonna be.
I'll go with beautiful Brent and handsome Brad, and they'll get free popcorn.
This is something we should have discussed off the podcast, but I haven't thought about it. Do you have any interest in seeing Happy Death Day?
Oh, yes, very much.
Let's go see it. I've been looking
Let's
for
go.
Yeah, because I really want to see.
I was trying to think, who can I see this movie with?
Horror Groundhog Day.
Exactly.
Write me in. Yes.
Happy
I'm going to pass.
Happy Death Day, John.
Which brings me to another question. Since we were talking about trailers earlier, and this actually came up, and Tim actually already has alluded to this, but
I have another TV show trailer to talk to you about later, Charlie. Remind me.
and Aaron, this is a question for you too. Are trailers showing too much of the movie nowadays?
Yes.
I mean, we're not just talking about Star Wars here. We're talking about
Yes.
all the way around. Because here's a problem I'm having is
Go ahead.
here's a problem I'm having is that Ragnarok is coming out in just a couple weeks,
Oh, looks so good.
and they are dropping spoiler.
I have stopped watching the
Holy
trailers.
cow! I'm not talking just about like I'm not talking about just like the trailers. I'm talking about like I was on Facebook tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to. I won't mention the website because, like,
I
like
won't
said,
give
they
it
don't-
any credence.
Yeah, well, they're not a sponsor, so I won't say it. But the website I was on was like, hey, watch this special 2-minute exclusive
To see
video
Aw.
from the movie, and it was actually, if it's actually in the film, it's actually one of the funnier things I've ever seen happen in a Marvel movie. And I was like, why would you spoil that? But of course, I guess it's buyer beware when you tap on a video like that.
Well, like two things on that specific article, or not, like that specific type of article now has even gotten worse now, where they're actually including the spoiler in the title of the article. Like let's just, for instance, say like Thor died in Ragnarok. Okay, like the article would be titled nowadays like, "See how Thor dies in Ragnarok,"
Or
You know?
there'd be a series of titles. One would be "You'll never guess who dies in Thor," and then it's like the next one would be
one of the main
whatever's
stars in
him-
Thor. Chris
Hemsworth
Hemsworth.
talks about his final fate, and you're like, okay, well, if I put these two headlines
Yeah.
together, I know what happened.
Or they got a picture of him laying on the ground. He's got the black X's over his
But as
eyes.
far as like spoiler trailers, the very first trailer I can remember that was super spoilery was Free Willy.
Well, they show that stupid well jump over
They
the
show
kid.
the well, it's the jumping over the kid and escaping. Not that I was going to go see that movie.
I did go
Hashtag
see it.
films I thought we'd never discuss on the podcast.
I actually
Well,
did go
like-
see that.
Hashtag innuendos.
And Castaway did the same thing. It showed him running home after getting home from the island.
Titanic, that was
Exactly.
the whole
Spoiler.
Hang on, man.
Spoiler.
Titanic was like, good grief. That's
This
insane.
This is
So-
off subject completely, but it just reminded me of a story. Let's get on a story. So back in the late 90s,
Charlie's Corner.
there was a film called Ghost World,
Seen it?
I remember that.
based on the comic book Ghost World.
Yeah.
It is about growing up awkward and all this stuff, and it's a good film.
yeah.
I really enjoyed it. The first time I rented it was at a Red Giraffe video, like right down the street from this house. I go find the film, take it up to the counter, and the lady that ran,
Did she spoil it for you?
no,
Well, you're
Lady-
going to love this scene where
well, no, she kind of spoiled it. Had I not known what I was getting into. You're renting this movie, and I wanted to say no. I just brought it up here for fun.
This is the one I don't want.
what do you, that comedian, here's your sign.
And she said, I said, yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing it. I didn't get to catch it in the theater. Really? Because I watched this whole dang movie and there wasn't one ghost in it.
But at the same time you're renting that back in the late 90s, I was actually working at a Red Giraffe video in the late 90s, and you would be surprised how many people came and flung that thing back across the counter and said, this ain't no horror movie.
Ain't
I'm
no
like,
ghost in it.
Did you read the back of the box?
And they're Ghost World.
no, this thing had some ghost in it. Oh, and by the way, you can't rent here anymore because you got a $12,000 late fee you got to pay.
I'll pay it, okay?
I know that voice.
Aaron caught that classical reference.
All right, back to trailers.
Yes, they're too spoilery.
Well, and movie studios, they do 3 trailers now. They'll do the teaser trailer, then they'll do the second trailer that shows you a little bit of the plot, and then they'll do the third like spoiler trailer that shows you everything. So right now in Star Wars, we're at the second trailer where it shows a little bit of the plot, and there's going to be one more trailer that like reveals everything.
Well, shoot, if you
Where
put
it
it,
just shows the third film. It shows episode 9 in its entirety.
I think what they need to do is they need to take the 3 trailers, put them together, and somebody makes a movie just of that and just see how good it would be. Just chops it all up and puts
What's
it
going
back
to be
together.
great at the end is when Kylo Ren reaches out his hand, Rey takes out her lightsaber and cuts his hand off.
The thing I'm waiting for is when I go to the theater is the commercial at before the movie comes on where they show that and like Kylo Ren holds out his hand, but it's got a Coke cup in it. That's I can see that
That's going
coming.
to be the scene that gets you.
Yeah, I'll be out there at the Secret Cinema.
He's holding the special of the week, which is like, Juji fruit and
Yeah.
and a soda and a popcorn. It's got the
Yeah.
$10.99 on sale.
Yeah, but I'm all
Free
about
refills.
I'm all about avoiding trailers. Like I've only watched the trailer for episode 9 once, and I won't watch it again because I felt like it was too spoilery as it is. And I'm just like, if I watch it again, I'm going to pick up even more and just be like,
Well, I've gotten to the point with it to where there are certain movies out there that I think I'd like to see, and I just watch the trailer and I feel fulfilled. I don't.
I
have to go
watched
see it.
I watched Rogue One's trailer one time the very first trailer one time, and I never watched any other trailer for it because I didn't want to know anything else about the movie, because I felt like just from that trailer alone, I'm going to go see it, and I want to enjoy the movie without knowing like what's going to happen.
And see, I am in the opposite camp. I would rather know that something is going to stink and think that it's good. Like that, we mentioned Happy Death Day. Is that going to be a good movie? No. Is it going to be fun? Yes. I'm okay with that. But like a film that I'm seriously interested in watching, I will sit in the Wikipedia page and read the entire synopses, because I don't want to get burned. I don't want to go spend 25, 30 minutes driving to the movie theater to sit for 2 hours to waste at least $20 and then to drive home. I would rather.
I really seriously enjoy when like I'm genuinely surprised by a movie. Like,
but that's so hard to come by anymore nowadays.
That's why I avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Or trailers. Like, because I would have loved to have like not seen the trailer for episode 9 just so I didn't see that Kylo Ren is debating on killing his mom, or that Kylo Ren and Rey, whatever, episode whatever. Okay, at this point, and them having that moment, like I would rather that all be completely surprise to me. Like movies that I know I'm going to see, I don't want to see the trailer.
Have you ever seen the trailer like to the original Star Wars? It's like Star Wars.
Yeah, just them running around shooting stuff. Yeah,
and that was it. I mean, that was the whole thing. And even back in the day, that's the way they did a lot of things. There's a couple scenes here, but there was like, you're going to love this movie.
Well, that's the thing too, though. Back then, there was so much. Your entertainment options were limited to 3 channels, and and the films coming out. So you had less options. Okay, we're going to sit and watch whatever, Battle of the Network Stars, or go to the movies this weekend. Let's go to the movies this weekend.
My parents chose Battle Network Stars.
Well, generally speaking.
And, Knight Rider.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's the difference. Now you can legitimately access anything ever made.
Yeah.
Any film, even like some independent film that some Yahoo in Idaho made, is on Amazon Prime, most likely.
Now,
Yahoo Serious?
That too. Yeah, you can get young Einstein or Dangerous Kelly.
On the other end of that spectrum,
That's
though,
cool
sometimes
right
it's good, like if you're watching Netflix or Amazon, because some of the movies are so bad. Like, I don't think I watched a trailer on this before I catch it. And sometimes I've been like, nah, I'm going to pass on that because the trailer looks so bad.
I see the benefit of a spoiler trailer on something that you're on the fence about. But like when it's a big movie that like everybody's going to go see, like, I don't know. I just feel like the more mystery, the better. To me.
Like, I'll sit and watch trailers for like an hour. I'll just get on Joe Blow movie trailers and watch.
I don't think I want to go to that website.
Don't. You got to be real careful whether it's .com or
just go through YouTube. Go through YouTube. Don't.
.edu.
Yeah, you got to make sure. Yeah, you're real careful on that. Yeah. Charlie's just got one question this evening.
We got to change the theme song. I'm sorry, I just can't.
You can't handle that?
I can't handle it.
Well, you got to pick some then. We got to find some on there. Yeah. That's the only thing I got for you, man.
That's cool.
We'll have to figure that out. Tonight, Charlie's just got one question though.
My one question this week is, what is your favorite comedy song? Aaron, let's start with you.
Oh.
I actually had trouble with this question because there's so many good groups, Weird Al and Ray Stevens.
Aaron and I debated this at work earlier.
No More Kings and so on. But I think my favorite comedy song would have to be "Everybody to the Limit" by Strong Bad.
That's a good choice.
Homestar Runner.
Didn't think about that one.
Yeah,
Timbo.
Aaron and I literally talked about this for like 5-10 minutes at work because I'm torn about this because I'm a huge Weird Al fan. Aaron and I went and saw him a few years back up at Kings Island. Great concert. He puts on an amazing concert. But and so there's an original Weird Al song that's one of my favorites, but it's not really a comedy song. It's just a goofy song about the hardware store. It's called Hardware Store, and it's just a great song. So if I'm just going like comedy value, there's an artist, I think his name's Jonathan Coulter. Yeah. R.E. Eat Your Brains.
Yeah, Ray Your Brains. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that as in reply, as in if it's an office email. That is one of my favorite ones that I can listen to over and over again.
That is a good one also. I actually am the opposite, though. I've heard it enough. There was a Pandora comedy, or the Weird Al station,
Yeah.
and it was literally every third song.
They play it all the time.
It was every third song.
Mm-hmm.
John?
Mine comes from the 1960s. I'm going way back in time.
gosh.
Yes, I know. I'm the dork in the room.
Disco Duck?
No, it ain't Disco Duck. It's it was a song that I wouldn't even have thought of it coming out in this time period because it's like from the early 1960s, and that always seems to be like right before the end of wholesomeness. But Tom Lear put out a song called "Poisoning Pigeons in the Park," and it is actually one of my favorite all-time comedy songs.
You know, I've never heard it. I have to listen to it.
Oh, you have to listen to some of his stuff.
I'm worried.
Well, it starts out because when it starts out as like this, like one of these old pre-century
Classical pieces.
classical
Pianos, solos.
courting songs, and then all of a sudden they just start talking about poisoning pigeons in the park and
There,
killing squirrels. So.
wonderful. There is one other song that I really like, but it's just not appropriate. There's a group called Da Vinci's Notebook.
Yes.
Yes,
There's one song by theirs that they're famous for. That
I know what you're
that
saying.
I love.
yes,
now,
I know.
Now, the one about the Promised Land, that was almost my favorite
Kingdom.
one.
Are you talking about
Kingdom in
the
the Sky,
magic
yeah.
that Kingdom in the Sky?
Yeah.
yeah.
Irish drinking song's a good one. too.
I would have to go my favorite, and you and Aaron both, Weird Al by far, Close But No Cigar. I'm one of the few nerds that like prefers Weird Al's originals
Yeah.
over his parodies.
Yeah.
And his tour this year is all originals. It's
Is it?
not.
They're coming to Louisville.
Yeah, I haven't got my tickets yet, but I'm going to. My ticket, not tickets.
I got a ticket.
But yeah, that one's. I mean, it's a parody in the style of Cake, which is one of my favorite bands.
I love Cake.
Cake is awesome.
I love Cake and the band. But yeah, but that's a funny song too,
It's a
and the
good
fact that he references Joe Dirt in it as well.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yeah,
So that was my one question.
it's a good one.
I wish Brian was here to give his answer. It would probably be something from a Disney film.
I just
I'm
love
gonna say
when Timon and Pumbaa.
no, probably something like
Do the
from the
Who?
Jungle Book.
Or Mulan.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess, and Brian won't listen to this, so we won't get the answer. Until
Bare
we see it.
necessities. That's what it would be.
Yeah,
I've got
that-
the bare necessities.
probably. Honestly, that was what I couldn't pull it because I've never seen that movie in its entirety. But yeah.
Yeah, we miss you, Brian. This noise can only mean one thing. Tim's favorite time of the day.
Was it somebody getting married at Harvest or something? That's what it sounds like to me.
No, this is our very, very
Top 10
classy,
list?
very dignified music, which comes along with our.
Is that an ooga?
I don't know what that was.
Ooga.
Our very dignified segment that we like to call Scarf and Barf. And tonight,
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it Scarf and Barf or Scarf or Barf?
Scarf or Barf.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
We
I
call it
say it
Scarf
wrong.
and Barf.
Sometimes it is Scarf and Barf.
Yeah.
But this evening, for those who can see it, we have some Susie.
Pop Tarts.
Come here. You have to explain what they are.
Susie.
We appreciate our
Susie.
we appreciate our camera person here on here this evening with us. She's got her own YouTube channel. What is it? Two Board BFFs. I'm sorry, I didn't know if you
Board.
changed it.
BFFs.
But here, bend down here in the
Okay.
microphone.
Where's the box?
What's in the box?
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
What's in the box?
Ah. Ah. Here, tell.
Okay, so basically what these are these Dunkin' Donuts vanilla latte Pop Tarts.
Yes, vanilla latte Pop Tarts. So I'm gonna take one.
Barf. Can I just go ahead and say barf?
No,
and
it has to be
skip?
tried. Aaron, have you ever tried vanilla latte Pop Tarts?
I have not.
And Susie was nice enough even to. Did you cook these? Did you put these in the cooker for us?
cook these?
They smell like coffee.
Has this been bitten off?
No, I broke it in
Okay.
half, Tim, because I knew you wouldn't eat the whole thing.
Bitten off.
Here, Susie, I'm gonna
Has
break
this
it in half
been
too.
gnawed on?
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
On our kitties.
I wish Brian was here because he would.
Kitty.
Brian would say, "I wish I had some coffee."
Austin
He always
Powers.
says, "I wish I had some coffee."
These smell weird.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, gross.
That's disgusting. I can't do it.
Wait,
I can't.
out of all the things we've eaten, you can't keep that one?
No, I don't like it. I don't like coffee.
I remember
It
the time.
doesn't taste like coffee.
I remember the time
It
on
does
your
taste like
own.
coffee.
I remember the time on your own YouTube you ate octopus.
That was better. I don't like these.
Well,
They're
Oh,
dry. They
yeah.
taste really dry. Might be because we didn't cook them.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, maybe if they were cooked, they would taste a little bit better. But on this one, because they just taste like a piece of cardboard, I'm going to say barf that.
They're not bad tasting, but I won't eat them. Barf.
I might buy a box on the way home.
You can have this box if you want.
They are coffee flavored Pop Tarts.
Here, take that box with you.
Hey, here's a lovely take-home prize for you, Charlie.
Well, Aaron, have you ever had them?
Aaron, have you ever had a coffee Pop Tart?
No, I haven't.
Well, we're gonna ship you one. We'll put it in the mail. It'll be there
Cool.
sometime tomorrow. Well, we want to thank everybody for listening to us this evening on the Five Law Bears podcast. Hey, our YouTube people, thank you all. Thank you all.
Do you have a would you
real,
rather?
everybody.
for us?
Oh, we do. We do have a would you rather. I'm sorry. I was getting ready to leave. I was going home.
You are home.
Well, I mean, I was about to take it home. We were about to take this bad boy home.
Take me home to John's house
Take me home.
Where the Pop Tarts taste like coffee.
where the couch is green. Sorry. Go ahead, John.
It is the Halloween season, so next week we'll be doing our Halloween show. We'll be talking about haunted houses. And I mean, I mean
And
haunted
Aaron,
houses.
I think
We'll
we've got a list of scary people. Or
we do have a list of scary people. We got actually 2 lists. We didn't get to one of the lists tonight.
That's okay. We'll double it up.
We'll double up next week on scary lists.
Do we need a would you rather card?
No, I got one right here on the screen
he's
tonight.
got one
Yeah.
on the screen.
But
Mr. Fancy Pants.
next
It's not
week,
a randomly chosen would you rather. I'm a fan.
yeah, next week we'll have we'll be talking about our favorite Hollywood, our favorite haunted houses
Stories.
experiences. We'll do a little bit of
Got a good one involving a girl.
We'll have
town.
some ghost stories. Charlie has got to tell the original ghost story again this year about the
My interaction
Yeah.
with the spirits world.
and on our and on the podcast. You know what I might do? I think I'm gonna do this anyways. I think I'm gonna go back and get last year's and put some of my mom's stories.
I'll definitely edit that in.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to put that in from last year because they were way too good. Her stories are awesome. She's got some real ones. I've got a couple. We'll be talking about some other things. We're gonna decorate up this. We're gonna be festive next week. We got all that going, and we have a roving reporter coming in next week. She's gonna be on the scene at a local. She's gonna
a
be
local haunt.
at a local.
I
Now,
just imagine Kermit the Frog.
where she's gonna be on the scene
Kermit the Frog
doing.
my voice.
I don't know if they do these all over the country, but they do what's called the Danger Run here in Louisville, and she's going to be on my
Ghost
sister.
Run.
My sister Haunted House Horror Movie Supreme is going to be out and about next week, and she's going to be calling in. We're going to have her call in, and we're going to talk to her. But here's tonight's Would You Rather, kind of a spooky Would You Rather. Let me pull up my. Hang on, I got to pull up my. I got to pull up my
Would
spooky
you rather
music.
be a ghost that's alive for all of eternity and has no feet? Or would you rather be Frankenstein's
Unsolved Mysteries?
monsters? That show freaked me.
The least
Ow.
horror show in the history of horror shows is the scariest show.
Unsolved Mysteries scared me to death.
What was the one that used to come on with Leonard Nimoy back in the day?
Star Trek?
No, that's Star Trek. Not
I
Beyond.
can only think of. Go ahead, Aaron.
What was it, Aaron?
Astonishing something.
Astonishing Facts. or
I can't
something?
remember what it was now.
Fact or fiction? I can't
Yeah,
remember
but that was the creepiest thing ever because he's like, "Is Bigfoot real?"
There was
I hate that you busted out a Leonard Nimoy.
It didn't even sound like
there
it.
was a movie called
Oh.
Amazon Women on the Moon that had like parodies of TV shows and movies, and one of them was BS or not, except they didn't, use the abbreviation. And gosh, it was hilarious. Sorry, go ahead. Would you rather Charlie go on about a stupid movie no one's going to watch, or
Well,
would you rather?
This one isn't really all that good because you have to actually see it. But all right, here we'll have to use that one because you'll have to come actually over here and see the pictures.
Good job.
I'm sorry, man. It's just the way it worked.
We need lapel mics.
Yeah, where we can roll
The
around the room.
headsets,
Yeah,
like Bobby Brown in 1993.
Garth Brooks. That's my favorite. Those
Chris Gaines?
Yes. My wife has that album, right?
Of course she does.
Would you rather have terrifying nightmares every night or see scary things that aren't there? I think we've done this one
Are you
before, but-
suggesting that we like do meth? Is that that's
No,
like the,
that's not what I'm saying.
I think see scary things that aren't there. I don't. No.
I would probably go with the nightmares because I'd rather not question my sanity by seeing things that aren't there.
Yeah, but then if you don't get good sleep, you're gonna lose your sanity.
I mean, I've had
anyways.
nightmares and just woken up like in the morning. So
I had a crazy nightmare the other night.
Well, yeah, tell us about it.
No, I'll
John.
tell you off the podcast. It was weird.
Aaron.
Scary things that aren't there.
Exactly.
Because nightmares, you just really have no control over what's going on, and it's rough.
Aaron has a lot of nightmares, by the way. He does.
I do.
He's a tortured soul.
He's a tortured soul.
I will have to say that I would go with the things that aren't there either.
Gotta be honest, I enjoy a good nightmare.
Depends on what the outcome is. Now, I don't mind the nightmare that is like you're getting chased by zombies or something like that. The nightmares I can't stand is like if it's a reality based nightmare. Those ones you can hang up, like the cat dies or something like that. Which
Oh my God! Take me!
which we've actually had happen.
Take me! Why, God? Why?
Never feed a 14-year-old chicken. Never feed a 14-year-old cat chicken. It was not your fault. I know. Yeah, so I would say
14-year-old chicken would be a different type of
Never
nightmare.
feed a 14-year-old chicken. Roll cat.
Oh
second.
gosh. Well, anyways,
Reality-based nightmares.
Thank
like
you.
Your favorite pet dies.
yeah, I'll go with the cool ones.
Random thing ever. Reality-based nightmares, like your favorite shoes get a smudge on them, and
That's-
you just can't get it off no
that's
matter
Susie.
how much you wipe them.
It's Susie's
So you
nightmare.
find yourself at the fair at one of those little booths where they'll clean your shoes and try to sell you that product for free.
Or the stuff you rub on your glasses and just makes them worse. So you
Excuse
gotta
me,
go,
sir. Would you like me to clean your ring? I can clean your ring for you.
and the guy next to you sells the stuff to get the stuff off your glasses.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's bad
That's
news.
those nightmares that just go on and on.
Well, as we were
Next thing
saying,
you know, you're watching a cow poop. It's crazy.
we want to say really honestly because our YouTube video that we putting out now last week had over 500 views, which I mean I know that's nothing on YouTube. You're
What's wrong
talking
with you
20 or 30
people?
million, but hey, we'll take it. We thank everybody for listening or watching us and listening to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play,
Pot Garden.
Podcast Garden. That's another one. Podcast Garden. We had 8 listens on there last
Hey,
week.
Podcast Garden.
And we're now averaging with the YouTube and everything over roughly
1 million viewers.
Yeah. I'm still going to school every day. But for us in starting this up and just trying to stay at it, it's encouraging when you get 400 or 500 views, and so we do appreciate that and continuing to watch us. And we hope everybody's having a good Halloween season. And well,
You're right there, John.
I'm trying, man.
John, did you just have a stroke or something?
No, we're having.
Aaron, John just lost it.
There it is. Okay, sorry. Having some musical issues tonight.
All right, sorry, Brent.
See you later, Brian. Congratulations.
Later, Brian. Later.